What up, though? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out Podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Curt Still. Today, we look at how the Lions' young core of star players means their Super Bowl run is just getting started. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we're currently sitting at 2833. And, of course, shout out to our channel members, man. We have memberships on the channel. We brought that up. You know, T-Bone Locke, Sean Bird, Lauren Vander Esch, Brett DeWint, and our latest member, Mary Smith. Man, we got some content going to come to you guys real soon, some members-only content. So, and y'all already know about the big discount you get at the Boss Up Ball Out merch shop. So go ahead and check that out. The link for the memberships in the homepage of the channel. So check out the memberships benefits, man. You get some cool emojis as well. So, hey, man, go ahead and check that thing out in the home page of the channel. All right, so now it's time to bring in my co-host for today's show. It's the hardest working man in Jackson, Michigan, man. He's getting ready for football camp, man, to switch caps. You know what I'm saying? From chef to coach. It's the Wolf of Lion. Who?
I can't wait, man. As the youngins say, I'm thirsty out here. Coach Mike Jones, what's going on, Lions fans?
And y'all know who it is. It's the ladies' pet. That man's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's your auntie's favorite Detroit Lions content creator, Chocolate Thunder himself, LL Cool Thorns. What's going on, my dude?
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday morning.
Man, it's Wednesday, which means it's Thursday Eve, man. And it's hump day, baby. If you don't know how our show works, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are balled on. And we give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here, just our true, natural thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. You're not going to get that Nick Wright. You ain't going to get that Stephen A. You ain't get none of those talking heads. We're going to give you the real 100% what we think about what's going on with our favorite team. And if you have an inkling, if we on here BSing, look at the LL's face. He going to tell you the real, man. That dude couldn't play poker to save his life, man. He better stick to crazy ace or euchre or something like that, man. Now they can't send no poker, man. It's a spades, you know what I'm saying?
Unless you
yeah. Ooh, only got two. Boy, we better go board because he got about six. Anyway, if you play spades, you know what we're talking about. It's a good time to be a Lions fan, and we know people have been talking about, oh, the Lions Super Bowl run is coming to an end, and they limit it because these teams around them are getting so much better. That's a bunch of damn BS. Just gonna say it straight out. That's a bunch of BS. Okay, because I think the Lions Super Bowl run is just getting started. The notion that the Lions Super Bowl window is closing is just straight up dumb as hell. Now, PFF Pro Football Focus just released their top 25 players under the age of 25. And the Lions led the league with a selection of 5 players and 3 in the top 10. If you didn't see the list, Penei Sewell, y'all know how I say his name with the big country accent down here in North Carolina, ranked number 1. Brian Branch came in at number 8. Jahmyr Gibbs at 10. Sam Laporta at 23. And first team All-Pro safety Kirby Joseph was 25th. I don't know how the hell that happened. Right. Why still on the list? The Lions have a bunch of other young players who are about 25 or younger. Hutch is 24, but he couldn't make the list because he's about to turn 25 soon. J-Mo's 24, Sun Guy's 25, Aleem the Dream is 25, Derek Barnes is 25, Jack Campbell is 24, Terrion Arnold is 22. And that doesn't even include the guys that got drafted this year, and Tate Radledge and Talik Williams. And then you also have a breakout star in the making is going to be on that offensive line, which is Christian Mahogany, who's 24. I don't see another team in the NFC North or the NFL, as you know, for a fact, that has a group of core young players that can contribute like the Detroit Lions. And that's at each level of the offense and defense. So you look at the offensive line. You got Sewell, you got Mahogany, then you got the skill players. We got J-Mo, then you got Gibbs, and you got Laporta, and then of course St. Brown. And then you look at the defense, right? Defensive line, Aline, Hutch. Then you got not cornerback, linebackers. You got Barnes and Captain Jack. And then the secondary, all those cats back there, except for probably and Meek Robinson is only 26. So you got Meek Robinson, both the safeties are under 25. I mean, the big problem because that future is bright in Detroit. The problem is going to be keeping all those dudes on the roster because they're so young and under these contracts. That's going to be the problem. Because you look at this, man, if the Lions can re-sign most of these guys or extend them, they can have these guys for like between 5 and 7 seasons where you have this young core players. They grew this roster like organically. We all know what happened in the first year of the Lions under Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. It was a bare bones roster, and they built this roster into a monster. You look at this 15-2 last year. And that's with all the players that was injured last year. I mean, we're talking about you should have gotten some guys that have some talent on this roster. Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Pascal. Then you got players like Mekhi Wingo. Look at this young core, man. You got guys who have a lot of potential. Then you have guys that are already playing to a high potential and could be even better. You know what I'm saying? Look at the all pros that's on this roster, or guys who could be potentially be all pros. Penei Sewell's an all pro. St. Brown's an all pro. Kirby Joseph's an all pro. Sam Laporta was an all pro. Look at all. I mean, you look at that, man. That's ridiculous. The way that Brad Holmes has built this roster with these talented young core players, man. So, I'm just looking at this thing, man. I just don't understand the way people are talking about, the Lions Super Bowl in the window is closing. The way that Brad Holmes continued to reload this roster, man, the Lions Super Bowl window can be open for several seasons. But now, I'm gonna put myself on the camera because I got a bone to pick with PFF or this one. Now, I gotta agree with my man Spin Roll Racks, man. Spin Roll Racks over there at the Woodward Heavyweights, man. Finish the show. They put Kirby Joseph at 25, a first-team All-Pro player. They had Cooper DeJean in front of him. That's just asinine, man. And I'm not dogging Cooper DeJean because he had a good rookie season. But Curt was first-team All-Pro and led the league in interceptions. And you put Cooper DeJean ahead of him, saying, well, the first couple of seasons, but no, we're talking about right now. And you got a guy who's only played one season ahead of a guy who's on pace to have a career similar or with the stats similar to an all-pro great in Ed Reed. And you got Cooper DeJean ahead of him. PFF, you got that part wrong. But having 5 players from the Lions on this under 25 list, that part you got right. The order you made just got wrong. But the Lions Super Bowl window is going to be open for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't 7-Eleven going to be open 24/7, but it's going to be open for quite a while, man.
Yeah,
so
can I get a thumbs down on that PFF, Curt? You gave a thumbs up. Can I see the thumbs down?
Oh, on the Kirby Joseph? Yeah. I definitely get a thumbs down. You get a ball up for putting all those guys on the list, but you get a ball on for putting Curt number 25 on the list, especially behind somebody like a rookie like Cooper DeJean. Yeah, nah, you're tripping on that one. But okay, what do you guys think about the Lions window, Super Bowl window being open, and of course the players that made the list?
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna give you a boss up for that, man, for the Super Bowl window being open because people are saying it's closing. Now I'm gonna tell you what, we were just speaking off camera about why I brought up that, old school basketball teams, right? How, they were with that team for so long. And I feel like the Lions are building a 1990s basketball roster, like where those guys are going to be on that team for a long time. And, you look at how young they are, so, and the way they draft, and is these guys are going to be here, so while these other teams are swapping out, switching philosophies, switching this, switching players, and the Lions are staying the same. And I think that will weather the time. That stay in that path, and then those guys over there in New England showed us, man, you stick to that path and you don't switch up and you sustain success over a long period of time. So yeah, man, with those players being ahead of Kirby Joseph, yeah, man, you can't man, I mean, Cooper DeJean's a good player, but he's just a rookie. And you can't. I don't know what all pro roster he made.
Nan Nutter.
Not a nan nada. So I just don't think that he could be ahead of Kirby Joseph. I think Kirby Joseph needs to at least be, if he's a first team all pro, he has to at least be in the top 12 of the of those players, man. But that's PFF, and that's how whatever weird calculations of how they do things. Nobody knows yet. Nobody's let us in on the secret formula for PFF, so that's why some people are like, "Oh yeah," and then they're like, "Oh no," nah, because we just don't know. But like I said, I give you a boss up because the talent in Detroit is young and it's getting better. Like our roster got better in this draft. That's the reason why Detroit is going to be successful for a long time, because every draft our roster gets better. It doesn't stay the same. It doesn't get worse. It gets better. So, and that's a shout. That's a salute to Brad Holmes and his staff, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand with the PFF with this, because Kirby Joseph was the highest rated safety, either one or two, with Brian Branch most of the damn season. The guy from Green Bay was mixed in there sometime a little bit there, but at the end of the year, it was Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph were the top two rated safeties by PFF, and you're going to put that guy 25th behind a rookie defensive back. I know he got a pick six in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you whoopity whoop. But, you look at him do the rest of the season. What did he do? He wasn't even the highest rated corner on the Eagles. He wasn't even the best rookie cornerback on the Eagles. It was Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Whatever. All right, what you got, LL?
Well, you know what I'm gonna say already. I don't care. We don't care about PFF either. I don't care when they rate us good or bad or put all pro at 25. I don't care. Good for the Lions to have, such a young, impactful roster. I guess that's the overstanding point of all of this. Good job for that, Brad Holmes and whoever else. But other than that, I don't really care. Cooper DeJean, he won a Super Bowl, so maybe that's why they did it. I don't care. We know Kirby Joseph. We know what Kirby Joseph is, and hopefully he won't care that. Well, if he do care, hopefully he go out there and maybe he'll turn up on him. Maybe he'll get 12 interceptions this year instead of 9. So I don't know. I don't care. But this is more so just an overstatement of the roster construction. How we've been building this thing and all of that kind of stuff. So. And as far as the window, it's funny that you mentioned Woodward Sports. It wasn't Spinny, I don't believe, but just a lot of people over there were screaming about Super Bowl windows when they didn't trade for an edge that they wanted or whatever, all that kind of stuff last year. So, I guess it's all in how you're looking at the window. But, I don't see the window as being nowhere near closed. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's springtime. You got to open up all them windows, let all the fresh air in. So that's kind of how I see it. That window's wide open, man.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if you look at the Detroit Lions social media account, man, and they had where they had the little sticks with the teams on it, and you look at how the Lions want all the smoke. They was like they want all the smoke from everybody. They were like, they ain't backing down from nobody. They're not taking their whatever, because they continue to say that until we win the chip, we haven't done anything yet. So they still have a chip on their shoulder, so they can get a chip. You know what I'm saying? So they ready to, you know what I'm saying? They want all the smoke, man. So hell, what's my man? The new addition, DJ Reed, he had all the damn popsicle things with all the teams. He on all the smoke. And
Jay Reed.
Yeah, they definitely out there wanting all the smoke. And I think that they're gonna play aggressive style football. I mean, Dan Campbell is not gonna let this team rest on their laurels. He's gonna continue to tell them, until you win something, you ain't won nothing. Until you can raise that Lombardi Trophy. Division titles mean nothing without the Lombardi Trophy. So, yeah. All right, so man, hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. Hey, the Boss Up Ball Out merch shop is now available. You can find a link in the description of this video. Put in the code Boss Up Ball Out 10 at checkout. When you spend $45, you get 10% off of one item. And of course, man, channel members, if you try to do that, man, you're gonna get 15% off of your total order. And that link for that is in the members only community tab for that discount code or link, man. So make sure you check that thing out. All right, man. So now it's time to go over to LA to talk about one of our a guy we didn't even talk about because he really hasn't even seen the field, you know what I'm saying, yet, but his role is changing in the Detroit Lions defense. What you got, LL?
Yeah, he's speaking about Mr. Ennis Rakestraw, and like you said, this young man hadn't necessarily seen a whole lot of playing time, and I think I've asked it a couple of times. I know that we have on this here channel and show. Just have asked about, like, what are we gonna get from him? Like, usually positive expectations, when we speak about our depth at certain positions. But really, like, what is he gonna be? Because we just signed I presume a starter in DJ Reed. We already got can't call him Sub-Zero no more, but Terrion Arnold, I can't call him that no more. But now we got Terrion Arnold and Amik Robinson. So that's 3 guys ahead of him, presumably all starters. Outsider in the slaughter hybrids got to go. But we also have Ennis Rakestraw. Like you had said, he hadn't seen too much playing time. He only played 46 snaps across 6 games, and none after week 11 last year. So he wasn't really getting much at all. He had some health issues. He had hernia surgery and a ankle injury and a hamstring injury. So lots of soft tissue issues and things like. I didn't try to rhyme that either, but issues and things like that. But some of this is kind of, hopefully I won't say this name and jinx him. It's kind of reminiscent of Jeff Okuda's, but they actually let him, kind of make his way through the season. Jeff Okudah was out there from the jump, and it never really showed what he could do, I think, but just more on his role. It's just, he's going to get in where he fits in pretty much. He's slotted to compete on the outside, compete at one of the outside corner spots. So, we do have a couple of guys there. Since Amik Robinson was put there in necessity, they may just be ready to put him back in the slot. So he may be, number 3 in that spot on the outside. He may be number 3 behind DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold. So, we shall see. I have high expectations for this young man. I don't know where exactly. I don't necessarily care if he starts or not, but I expect to see him get a whole lot of playing time. The way how these offenses are, I don't got to go over all that kind of stuff, but you need a lot of corners. So, more guys you got that can cover, the better that you are. And this may be one of the guys that we have that can cover. So I expect to see him on the field a lot. But does that clear up the situation for y'all for Ennis Rakestraw? Is there a spot that you might have wanted to see him play or anything like that? Is this good news or bad news to you? Tell me how you feel.
For me, I like the fact that he has a clear role. That tell you that what they want him to play on the outside. He's versatile. We now know that he can play all 3 positions in the secondary, where he can play slot, he can play corner, and he can play safety. He did so at University of Missouri. But he didn't come into the best spot for a young corner in the league. He knew his draft buddy, Terrion Arnold, was going to snag a starting role. and the Lions had stacked up at corner, bringing in Carlton Davis and Amik Robinson. And plus, they had a veteran cornerback in Manuel Mosley who was returning from injury. So, and you on top of all that, we are, like you said, LL, he was digging with all those nagging injuries. But I think that Rakestraw could be a reason that the Lions part ways with Amik Robinson after this season, right? Because they made the move to bring in DJ Reed. You can slide him inside and slide the young fella Rakestraw out to the boundary. And the reason being is because Robertson is 26, right? And we all saw what he did last season. And if he can continue to perform well in Detroit, he can win a big payday in 2026 because, you know, he's only under contract until the end of this season. So it could be a thing where, hey, we move on from Amik Robinson after this season. And because we all know that we have DJ Reed under contract at least until 2020 and 2026. And that's where that big money starts to hit in 2027. So, and you got Rakestraw, who will be on a rookie deal until 2027. So you got a young talent who's going to be cheap. And that may be a reason why the Lions can say, hey, man, thanks, Amik, for calling at us, man. We appreciate what you did, man. But we can't afford it because you look, all the players they still got to re-sign. You got to look at where you got to have Gibbs, Laporta, Campbell, Waymo, and one player, Hutch, and another player I'm forgetting, Brian Branch. All those guys' contracts will be coming up around the same time, so can't sign everybody. So, and a guy like Amik Robinson, who's a great talent, but he's not a draftee of the Lions. He may be the odd man out. And having a guy like Rakestraw still on his rookie deal for those couple of seasons can definitely help with the Lions salary cap. All right. What you got, Coach?
Yeah. You know what? I give it a boss up because one thing that I think that we do very well in Detroit is position versatility. I think Ennis Rakestraw is getting a lot of inside and outside work. And I think that Rakestraw, he's probably being built as an outside corner, but he does have a lot of inside versatility. So I think that, you know, the hope for him is that when the season goes on, that he will eventually become the first guy off the bench for either position, either outside or inside position. I think if that becomes his role in his second season, then he has had a successful season. Because we, like you said, Curt, we went into last year already knowing who our starting two corners were. And then we drafted him also. And I think Brad Holmes does that because he's trying to get a guy in and then he's trying to build a guy. So last year, his injury, his injuries didn't really affect the team, I don't think, that much in the way they were going because I don't think he was going to see the field that much last year anyways. I think last year was a building year for him. So I like Rakestraw, man. I think that as long as he progresses and by the end of the season he comes that first cornerback off the bench with that flexibility to go inside outside, I think it's a good thing for him, man. So like I said, I'm gonna give that a boss up, man. Because I don't really think that I mean, he does have the size to play on the outside, but hey, man, he could end up being the guy who starts in the slot next year, and they keep DJ Reed on the outside, even though it would make more sense for DJ Reed being a smaller, or not small, but a shorter guy going inside. But you never know, man. The Lions team is deep.
Yeah, definitely.
People realize.
Yeah, I just like that. And under the tutelage of Deshae Childs and the cornerback coach, man, I think the sky's the limit for the young player that in his Rakestraw. I just think that he can definitely be one of those guys that can help be a building block. And like I said, you're going to keep him under a rookie contract for the next few years. So, have to go out and, be a big spender in free agency when you have a guy like that on the roster and you can I mean, you don't have to pay a guy like Meek Robinson to stay on the roster. You can just slide a guy like Rake into the lineup, man. Hey, man, like this video, share the video, and comment on the video, man. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself, and it helps us with that YouTube algorithm, man. Y'all know that the Boss Up All Out podcast is sponsored by Dubby. Favorite flavor on the show is Irish Strike. They got a new flavor out called S'more, so go check that thing out. Got some benefits, man, with that green coffee fruit extract that helps you concentrate. You got those brain functioning amino acids. We don't need to get into all them leans and all the other stuff like that. And brain boosting vitamins such as B3, B6, B12, and vitamin C. Energy comes from 150 milligrams of caffeine, no sugar, no maltodextrin, artificial colors, dyes, or BS. And it costs you about $1 per serving, which beats the coffee or canned beverage any day of the week. No crashes, no jitters, no anxiety. You can find the link to buy Dubby in the description in this video to get a discount of 10% off your order. Put in Boss Up All Out Pod at checkout. Take on your day with Dubby. Now, Coach Jones, man, you brought this up, and I saw this tweet as well. Good topic to end the show, and it's about the Lions defensive line.
I'm sorry, y'all probably wonder why I'm laughing. It's because my cat is looking. He done found his way down to the basement, and she is looking like, who in the hell is he talking to? And yeah, man. So shouts out to the kitties, and she's gonna be looking real crazy when that cane Corso come around. But anyways. That's next on my list, getting a Cane Corso puppy. But anyways, man, so I seen a tweet from a media sports personality in Detroit who we all know, named Booner. I remember he had a show, Broner and Booner. But he's doing other things, man. But a lot of people in Detroit know him. But so he shared a tweet on X that it said he said I might be on the island in this one, but the Detroit Lions have one of the deepest D line rooms in the entire NFL, and I have to agree with him because he goes on the list of names: Aiden Hutchinson, Lynn McNeil, he returns from injury; DJ Reader, Tyreek Williams, Marcus Davenport, Josh Pascal, Levi Anzarike, Ahmed Sassanine. I don't even look. He should just come on the show and just tell us how you really say his name.
Sassanine.
Yeah, something. Al-Fardine Muhammad, Makai Wingo, Roy Lopez, and really, if we add in Lord Zed, Zadarius Smith, we are as Zadarius Smith away from having the best defensive line I've seen in a while. Because if you look at it, man, all these guys got playing time last year on a 15-2 roster, and they made plays. Guys who you really don't think about, like Al-Quadin Muhammad. He's not in a national picture. They're not even. They're like, who? Who? Roy Lopez is a sneaky guy. Makai Wingo was a guy who had the number. I think it was number 11 at LSU.
18.
And, what's that?
Yeah, 18.
18. I know he had one of them numbers where, like, you got to be a stud to have one of them low numbers like that, like a receiver type number. Then you look at the versatility that we have with Josh Pascal and Levi, being able to go inside, outside. It's just so much, man. So I think we are I think we have the deepest D line, because really, if you put any of those guys out there to start, you feel good about that game. Like, you don't be like, oh no, we got Levi Anzarike out there, man. That's the soft spot. Or we got Al-Quadin Muhammad, because he's gonna give you that straight energy on the outside, man. Like they're all good. Like Roy Lopez is starting on the inside. Man, there's a hole. There's no holes. They're all solid to above average players on that D line, man. And I'm feeling it, man. I'm excited, man. When we add Lord Zed to the mix, that is, I mean, how many players that? Hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But Lord Zed, that'd be 12. Name a D line that's going into double digits of players that you feel comfortable playing on the field at. I mean, so I'm gonna give this a boss up myself because, like I said, man, shout out to Booner, man. Detroit sports personality, man, media personality, man, social media guy, man. But yeah, he hit the nail on the head, man. Because that and if you look at it, we are like that at every position now. So going back to what Curt said, and and what LL meant, like you look at these positions, and this all kind of ties in to one. We are so deep at every position on the field. It's ridiculous, man. So yeah.
I like one more safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start at the how I ended my takes and my notes, and then I'm gonna go back to this beginning. And this is what I said. I said if you add one more veteran, I don't know, someone who's dating a female Detroit rapper, it could be one of the best defensive lines in the league, right? And that's what I said. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. So, and I've said this plenty of times on the show and on other shows as well. I think the Lions fandom or some media types confused the defensive line at the end of the season from the one that started the season last year. The Lions have several defensive linemen returning from injury to start the season, and one, Aleem McNeil, Pro Bowl level player, returning just in time for the postseason. So Holmes has added a few veterans and arguably one of the best defensive tackle in this year's draft to the roster. So, and that's when I get into the take I just said. So I agree. Here's my thing. The pass rush could come in waves, which means no time off for opposing quarterbacks because you just have a wave of guys. The next wave's coming. The next wave is coming. And that's what you saw last year in Philly, where it was just the next wave of defensive linemen who were coming for the quarterback. So I agree that this defensive line is underrated when they, you know what I'm saying? And when they get healthy, man, and here's the thing, it could be a real strength under new D-line coach Casey Rogers and Calvin Shepard's defense that this defensive line can be dominant and can be disruptive all season long. So, what you got, LL?
I give you a big boss up on that. Shout out to Coach Mike because he been sticking with the format. But and the name that I don't think that I heard. What's up?
Go ahead.
Good. Oh, and the name that I don't think that I heard you say is our dog Tim Patrick O'Connor or Kwame Tim Patrick O'Connor. I want to see him out there when everybody's healthy, because he was playing pretty damn well everywhere. He was playing inside and outside pretty darn good. So I would love to see him once Hutch and Aleem and everybody else is back. So yeah, I can agree with that. One thing I was watching the Detroit Lions podcast and Jeff Risdon was speaking about it, and that's who the article that I had that I was reading from earlier, or that I got a little bit of that info from. That was from Jeff Risdon as well over there on Lions Wire. But I was watching the Detroit Lions podcast, and they were speaking about just timelines, and they had listed a bunch of names and from various positions, but with the same injury as Aleem McNeil, and for the most part, and Rodrigo, I believe as well. But they, for the most part, the time frame was usually between like 10 and a half to 11 and a half months, so like 10 months and a week to like 11 months and 2 weeks ish. Like everybody, the name was kind of in that when they came back and played their first NFL game. So I'm expecting some guys back maybe a little bit sooner. Hopefully that's not a bad thing, but maybe around Octoberish, Novemberish, by Thanksgiving we get some of our big names back and stuff like that. So I'm expect maybe that's my expectation. But yeah, I do believe that Detroit Lions defensive line is a lot better than than most may think, and it's just purely off depth. It ain't got to be a whole lot of names. You just got a lot of players that can go out there and play. And one of the names that you did mention that I'm excited to see as well, once everybody else is out there, and that's Al-Qadim Muhammad. I think he played pretty well once everybody was hurt, so I think he'll do pretty well once everybody is back. And of course, everything the whatever you want to call it, the end of it all could be signing Lord Zed or bringing him back. That would be the ultimate thing. I would love to see him on the other side of Hutch. Once every, and they, just man. It's potentially even better than that.
We're gonna have you reach out to your girl Cass Doll and tell her to holler at Zed and tell him, man, to come in to camp, man, and you know what I'm saying? And
Who's to say that this ain't all my plan anyway?
Okay. Excuse me. I didn't give y'all the boss up, so I'm definitely give you a boss up on that one, Coach Jones. Good topic. I really like that. And then, of course, I like the clarity of for inspiration shots. I'm gonna give you a boss up on that. I wasn't staying to the format. Excuse me. So let me go back and double back. All right, and do that, man. Hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. If you haven't done so already, man, on this hump day, go ahead and follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms. Coach Jones does a great job over there on Wolverine Sports Talk, and also doing some shorts on this channel, as well as his Beyond the Ropes boxing playlist. You know what I'm saying? The big homie, Clarissa Shields, will be fighting again in July, you know what I'm saying, at Little Caesars Arena. So go check out the homie, man. I know if you didn't know, her first coach, Jason Crutchfield, is my cousin. So, I'm always going to support the homie. Anyway, I post content from this channel on all of my social media platforms as well. And of course, man, it's hump day, baby, which means it's Thursday Eve. Man, and he was warming up yesterday, man. So go check out Thursday tomorrow on LL's Instagram page, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you take a towel with you. All right, that's time for final thoughts for today's show, man. Shout out to my man LL. What you got for this hump day for the people?
Shout out to y'all. Happy Wednesday morning. One quick thing. Clarissa Shields fight as often as Bodie James or Currency drop albums. If y'all are familiar, that's a lot. She fought a lot. Bodie James did drop like 10 albums this year. She ain't fought 10 times, but it's a joke. Anyway, happy Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you're having one of them breakfast burritos, you already know, put some of that hot sauce on that thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I thought about you.
Happy Memorial Day. Light them grills up.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I thought about the other day is that you always talk about the Conies, and they had this thing on X about, what's the best hot dog. And I was like, ain't none of these the best hot dog. A Flint style Coney is the best hot dog. So get at your boy on that one. Shout out to Angelo's, man. All right, what you got, Coach Jones, for the people on this Wild Out Wednesday?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Just to extend on that, man. I'm just not a fan of the mustard and onion coney. That's just
wow.
Me. I'm sorry. I know that's a Michigander thing. I'm not. I'm Detroit with it. I like the chili sauce. Man. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Finkel. Shout out to Finkel Ave because they got the Universal Coney Island. But anyways, yeah. But you know what? Hey, you know what it is, man. It's gardening season. I know the weather's a little bit, up and down. It's still cold out, so I hope some of y'all have held off on the gardening, man. But I got some of my babies over here
Don't
sitting,
do it.
And man, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get to it, man. I'm so excited. And shout out to my daughter, Miley Jones, who will be graduating from Jackson High School on Friday. Man, I feel old. But you know what? It's all good, man. Shout out to those kids, man, with them bright futures, man. All the seniors, all the 25 class are now out of school, man. I hope that all of y'all are going to college or chasing your dreams and your future like ASAP. I hope none of you guys are kind of taking a semester off and doing that because it's hard to restart once you stop. I know it's always in the plans and you always say, but things happen in life and then when you try to restart, you might have some hiccups, and now you might have to do this, and now all of a sudden you might have to do that, or you might choose to go here, and now all of a sudden just go to school or your training classes or whatever it is to help you with your future and whichever job or work field you're choosing to go to. Please chase that and do that right away. Don't waste no time. Don't allow life or the devil to jump in your way and distract you from whatever it is you're trying to do. Stick to your goals and be successful people, man.
I'm thinking Luke G on the show, man. Coach on his preaching.
Today, man, my daughter graduated, man, on Friday, man. I can't help it.
Congratulations to her, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Having a, being a dad, what I'm saying. We have
and my stepdaughter is graduating also. So I got two, and they graduating from the same school. Thank God I ain't gotta go here, and there. So that, you know what I'm saying. I got two seniors that's. Yeah, man.
Give her a shout out too. What's her name?
Yeah. Her name is Alyssa Whitmark. So that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's just. Whew.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And Curt, my cat is graduating as well. So
I don't know about that, but shout out to my and I'll do it again next week, man. But I ain't quite got that. But my grandbaby graduating on the 29th, man. She's going to middle school next year. So, my oldest one. So, and that's what's up, man. I'm getting old, man. I still remember holding her as an infant, man. And now she's going to be going into middle school next year out in Texas. So that's what's up, man. Hey, thank you for starting your hump day, baby, with us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Hey, hump day could be hard because it's the middle of the week and you got a few more days to go, but stick with it, baby. It's going to be all right. If you're having a good day, make sure you spread that joy because you never know when a small word of kindness can help someone's day or the whole outlook on life. If you're not having a good day, please don't do what LL does sometimes and steal someone else's joy because, he always stealing some joy when he talk about JG. Anyways, and whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do for your boys right here in the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you could be. For my fellas, LL Cool Toys and Coach Mike Jones. Come on, man. Give me that boss up, LL. We can't end the show without that boss up, man. Look at him. Yeah, sending that LL, that JG's joy. This is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.